This is Business Incorporated from Channel's global headquarters in Lagos, Nigeria's financial capital. I am Bosin Mafaye, and a warm welcome to all of you at this time. On the show today, Senegal's telecom giant Sonatel announces 2016 full-year earnings showing a revenue growth of nearly 5%. And at the commodities world, mining giants Anglo, American and BHP Billiton swing back into profit. Plus, the Nigerian Stock Exchange is set to host a major summit on sovereign green bonds in Lagos this Thursday. Let's give you a sneak preview of that on the program. Let's get started, and we'll begin with the market, starting here in Africa, where Egypt is outperforming its main contenders, Nigeria and South Africa. At intraday Tuesday, the EGX 30, that's the Egyptian market's main stock index, was reversing Monday's loss to advance nearly 2% at noontime. Nigerian time, that was. South African JSE negative 0.34%, and the Nigerian Stock Exchange broad index, what we call the all share index, about 0.26%. The NSE keeping that green numbers from Monday's 0.34 advance. We're looking at the NSE now about 0.06%, trying to taper off a little bit from where we saw that about an hour and a half ago. Meanwhile, sticking with Nigeria, the central bank on Monday released a new set of policy plans to sell $1 million each week to each of the country's 25 commercial banks at a rate of 375 naira to clear a backlog of demand for retail users and trying to narrow the premium between the official and the street market. Let's see how this move is playing out at the interbank foreign exchange market. This day is called the morning after. Let's get the sense of where we are trading this 24 hours after that announcement. Femi Akinyemi is an FX dealer with Access Bank and is joining us via telephone from downtown Lagos. Good afternoon. Thanks for coming through.
Good afternoon. Thanks for having me.
Well, this is what they call the morning after, isn't it?
Yes.
So how is this latest announcement by the central bank playing out as we start this first trading day, first major announcement from the central bank in the new year 2017, that is, really?
Well, let's say it's been a good day, so to say, especially for clients that have been, when I say clients, I mean people who have been trying to get funds for PTA, for school fees and the likes. And what we've also seen is that being reflected in the black market. Although we've not really seen the full impact, because as at now, black market is around 5.13 on the beat, 5.15 offer. But that's about 5-6 naira drop from yesterday. But basically, with CBN selling to the banks to fill these invisible transactions that have been pending for a while, we've seen a lot of clients and customers calling to settle these pending obligations.
Very quickly, Femi, what you've just said was that the black market rate, Naira dollar, is tapering off. That is, the Naira is getting slightly healthier today's trading day on that announcement from the regulator.
Yes, correct. You're correct.
So we're now at the black market. Let's use that parlance. You're saying 513 versus 520.26 on Monday morning.
Yes.
All right.
So basically, what it means, apart from the fact that the market has not been very liquid, but what it also means is that the widened gap has in some way been triggered by demand from this little retail interest. When I mean retail, the PTAs, the school, the people who are trying to pay for their school fees and all. And as much and as desperate that they are in getting this fund, we've seen that affect the gap between the parallel market and the interbank. So I think it's a laudable effort from CBN, because if all of these invisible transactions, obligations are settled, it would, to some extent, bring down the premium between the parallel market and the interbank market.
Okay, thank you very much. Oluwafemi Akinyemi from Access Bank, bringing us up to speed where the market really is right now. The Naira trading much better, shaving off the black market rates on the announcement made yesterday afternoon by Nigeria's financial regulator, the central bank. Look at the Middle East, a bit of a mixed Tuesday. The Abu Dhabi market slightly positive today, 46.07 at intraday, 12 o'clock Nigerian time. The Dubai financial markets, one of the biggest among the GCC, negative 1.22%. The Saudi market about 0.75% in the red, and the Qatar Stock Exchange about 0.2% at 10,900, losing that 11,000 level. Okay, so we're going to look at the European markets with a speech today from the Bank of England Governor Makane, and of course a raft of positive numbers in terms of economic data, in terms of manufacturing from the largest economy in Europe, that's Germany. Crossover quickly to the Frankfurt Stock Exchange, where my colleague Ulrich Bartz is standing by at the Frankfurt Stock Exchange for Channels Television. A very good afternoon to you, Ulrich. Now let's talk about the earnings. Conrad, I beg your pardon. Why do I keep going to Ulrich? I'd read in my head. Conrad Bossen, thank you very much. I haven't gotten Ulrich out of my head since last week. We had a nice time. Okay, so let's have some time today. Talk us through these two mining giants, Anglo American and BHP Billiton, both of them turning back into positive in 2016 numbers. This is good news for the market.
Absolutely. It's positive news in general because, of course, it reflects how much commodity prices have recovered in the course of 2016. For example, iron ore, its price more than doubled in the course of the last 12 months. And this is reflected, of course, in those positive earnings reports of those two mining companies. The reaction of investors is quite diverse if you compare those two. BHP Billiton's share price is up. Anglo American is down because Anglo American, despite the increase of earnings, does not pay a dividend. It prefers to reduce its debt, and it also has announced that it will not continue to sell off assets, which it had started to do during the difficult times. Of course, this is positive news in the long term from Anglo American, because if it doesn't sell those assets, it will be able to profit from them in future. But it also will have a negative effect on earnings expectations in the short term. BHP Billiton does pay a dividend, and a higher one compared